Hello, my name is Keshwani. That's K-E-S-H-W-A-N-I, Keshwani. We are here because we want to prepare for SAT. We have been solving SAT grammar questions out of this book here, the official SAT study guide. If you do not own this book already, purchase one immediately. You're going to need it. The problems that we are about to solve are the ones that you will find on page number 471. Please turn to it, page number 471, and today is our lesson number 8. Let's see what we can do there. There are 18 questions of this particular type, beginning with number 12, and therefore, because number 12 is the beginning of these particular type of questions, therefore number 12 is actually number 1 on a scale of 1 through 18. Number 12 is number 1. The first 6 questions are going to be, approximately first 6 questions are going to be easy, the middle 6 are going to be medium, and the last 6 are going to be hard. Or, if you want to keep your life simple, keep it very simple, keep your life simple. The problems that you see on page 471 in front of you, they are all easy. As you turn the page, on page number 472, the problems that you see in the first column in the left hand side, those are medium, and the problems that we see on the right hand column, second column, those are hard. Let's begin. So number 12 is very straightforward. It says, hearing the unexpected loud noise. Hearing the unexpected loud noise, there is nothing wrong with that part, so we're not going to worry about A. The answer is not A. Cindy, Leroy, and me hearing the loud noise. Hearing the loud noise, there is nothing wrong with this part, this is okay. Cindy, Leroy, me were startled. It doesn't say startled there, but that's what I meant to say. Were startled. Let's see what we can do there. Hearing the loud noise, Cindy, Leroy, and me were startled. Now what you have to ask yourself is, what if Cindy and Leroy were not there? In which case, if there is only one person, we would convert this word to was, and now the sentence reads like this. It says, hearing the loud noise, me was startled. No, me wasn't startled. Me would be startled when I find out that I didn't get in the college that I wanted to go to, because me is talking in this manner. Me doesn't want to talk like this. Do you understand? It's not me. Hearing the loud noise, I was startled. That's it. The answer is B. Do you understand? Now me knows how to talk, you see. Number 13. Many admire Louisa May Alcott, whatever her name is, for her detailed description of the 19th century domestic life. Now, read it in portion. As I always tell you, read it in portion and decide, before you read the whole bloody thing, decide if there is something wrong in the part that you have already read. So I'm going to read one more time and you tell me. Many admire Louisa for her detailed description of the 19th century domestic life. Is there anything wrong with it? Many people admire her for her detailed description of the 19th century domestic life. There is nothing wrong with it. So the answer we already know the answer is not B. Answer is not A. Well, answer is not A. I don't know. We haven't read the rest yet. But it's not A. Many admire her for her detailed description of the 19th century domestic life in her novels. Let's keep on going. But few have read. But few have read. And this part is also fine. There is nothing wrong with it. So the answer is not C. Answer is not C. This is okay also. Few have read the lurid thrillers she what? This has to do with tenses. Many admired her for her detailed description of the 19th century life in her novels. But few have read. You see, the entire sentence is written in the past tense. But few have read the lurid thriller she not writes, but she wrote. past tense is what we need. But but few have read the lurid thriller she wrote in her early career. Now the reason I put down the word lurid in capital letter is because we want to make sure that we learn this word. I have not covered this word in our vocabulary lessons, but I will in the future. The word lurid and the word gory. Do you understand what lurid means? Do you understand what gory means? What is it? What does it mean when someone says that that scene was gory or the movie is gory? It's lurid. What does it mean? It means it's gruesome. It has too much blood in it. People are dying. People are getting blown apart. It's too shocking. It's too much horror in it. Do you understand? Don't confuse the word lurid. Do not confuse this word with the word lewd. Lewd and lurid are two different words. Lewd has to do with obscenity. Has to do with something of a sexual nature. That's not what it means. If something is lurid, it means it's gruesome. It's horrible. As I said, too many people getting blown up, too much blood going all around the place, and it's just gory. That's what it means. We'll learn these two words. I'm going to make a note to myself, and we'll learn these two words in our future vocabulary videos. I'll make sure that I cover them very soon. Anyway, we're done with this thing. That's post number 2. Let's go on to the next one. I'm going at too much of a leisurely pace, which is no good. According to some critics, the title character of the Greek tragedy, himself as a savior. The title character of the Greek tragedy. The title character of the Greek tragedy saw himself as a savior. He saw himself as a savior. He saw himself as a savior. Now, if you had to fix this part, pretend this is the sentence. Pretend this is the sentence. If somebody were to give you this sentence and ask you to fix it with these two portions underlined and ask you to fix this sentence, what would you say to them? The title character of the Greek tragedy saw himself as a savior. Well, you would say to the person, it doesn't need any fixing. It's fine. The answer is not A. We do not know what the answer is, but it's not A, it's not B. The problem lies somewhere else. He saw himself as a savior and believing. No, not and believing. And, you see, he saw. This is a past tense. Again, this thing has to do with tenses. It has to do with tenses. He saw himself as a savior and believed. And believed erroneously that he could do no wrong. And he believed wrongfully, he believed erroneously, in error, that he was, here's a good word that comes to my mind. I should probably say it because I do not know how to spell it and I do not know actually how to pronounce it. Infallible. If you are infallible, you are incapable of making a mistake. I'm going to look it up actually. We have not covered this word in our vocabulary lesson. I'm going to make a note to myself. We'll do it in the future. I'm typing it up here so that I can tell you exactly how to spell it, because as I said, I do not know how to spell it and I do not exactly know how to pronounce it, but I think I did a decent job. Infallible is how it's pronounced, I believe. There you go. He thought of himself as being infallible, incapable of doing any wrong. He erroneously believed that he was infallible. He erroneously believed that he could do no wrong. He could commit no mistake. Anyway, we got a nice vocab word out of it. That's not bad for a deal. In the bargain, eh? Number 15. So the answer was, what was the answer here? He believed. The answer is C. The answer is C. Unlike Thomas, unlike Thomas, neither Leslie or Philip. There you go, no need to read the rest of it. No need to read the rest of it. I'm going to share good news with you right now. The good news is that out of the entire writing portion that you're going to have in the exam, they will give you one question that will deal with this particular idiom, which is, but there are two types, and they will not give you both. You only in the entire exam, you will only one that they will give you because they are too simple, which deal with either or neither nor. Unlike T, I forget the name now, T, neither L nor P, neither nor, either or. This is or. This has to do with idioms. But these are actually very simple idioms, obviously, which is why it shows up in the easy questions, because it's very easy. Either or, you can have either this or that. You can have either the ice cream or the soda, but not both. No. You can have neither ice cream, you can have neither ice cream nor soda. You can't have anything. But I don't want you to get too excited, because you're not going to see too many of them. Only one in the entire exam, and that was it. The answer is B. Number 16. One subject of his second novel, published more than 40 years after. Oh, there you go. One subject of his novel, published more than 40 years after what? After it has been written. Well, if it was published more than 40 years after it, I can't even say it without actually fixing it already, after the thing was written, then we have to say, then it has to be in the past tense, because it is 40 years after it was written. So instead of saying it was published more than 40 years after it has been written, it should be 40 years after it had been written. We have to use the past tense, not has, but had. This one has to do with past tense. This one has to do with tenses. The answer is C. The answer is C. Let's move on to the next one, number 17. Number 17. Once in a while these words come to my mind, come out of nowhere, and a lot of the times I do not know how to pronounce them properly, I do not know how to spell them properly, but none of that should bother you as long as you're learning a good word for the SAT. Just make a note of it and just look up the spelling yourself and look up the pronunciation yourself. Make sure you learn it. So good words to know. If you're interested in improving your vocabulary in order to get a better score in the writing part, in order to get a better score in the reading portion, that's what you need. You need better vocabulary. If you're interested in learning SAT words, just go to my channels and look for those words. Just look for vocabulary videos and you will find them. Do you understand? Or just search for it. SAT vocabulary words, day 1, and you will see the whole series of it. Number 17. Joining grassroots movements against inhumane working conditions, some consumers in the US have stopped buying the products made from countries in which so far there is nothing wrong. I'm going to read one more time. I'm going to read one more time, and you will see that there is nothing wrong in the beginning portion of it up until B. The answer is not A, answer is not B, because there was nothing wrong there. I do not know what the answer is, but it's not A, it's not B. It's got to be either C, D, or E. Let's keep on reading. I'm going to read one more time up to the part where it's underlined, up to B part. It says, joining a grassroots movement against inhumane working conditions, some consumers in the US have stopped buying products from countries in which workers are essentially a slave. Well, let's see what we can do here. The problem here is that we are talking about who? We are talking about workers. How many? Many of them, more than one. Forget about this essential part, forget about this essentially part, and now read it. In these countries, in these countries, it reads like this now. The sentence reads like this. The sentence reads like this. It says, in these countries, workers are a slave. Well, workers cannot be a slave. This has to do with singular plural. The sentence is written in the plural terms. It has to remain in the plural terms. In these countries, workers are treated. Workers are not a slave. In these countries, workers are slaves. In these countries, workers are treated not as a slave. Workers cannot be treated as a slave. Workers are treated as slaves with an S at the end. Get rid of the article. And that's it. That's your answer. And therefore, the answer is D. The answer is D. Let's move on to 18. The penultimate one, the second to the last one. Penultimate one, we learned this word before, long time ago, in our vocabulary lessons. As the mayor was evaluating, let me start from again, from the beginning. As the mayor was evaluating the proposed tax, he was evaluating the proposed tax. Remember, it is about tax. He was less interested in the revenue it would generate. He was less interested in the revenue it, because tax is singular. He was less interested in the revenue that it would generate than in whether, and all of a sudden it becomes they. Who the hell is they? There is no they in there. The sentence is about the text, which is a singular. The mayor was more interested in the text. Let me start again. As the mayor was evaluating the text, and in his evaluation of the text, the mayor was less interested in how much revenue it would generate. It. Singular. This is singular. If the subject of the sentence is singular, the word, all the pronouns that refer to the original subject of the sentence have to remain singular. So mayor was, as he was evaluating the text, he was less interested in the revenue it would generate than in whether it, not they, and then in whether it would disproportionately affect the poor people. The mayor's major concern was not with how much money it would generate. Mayor was more concerned about the fact that he does not want the tax. He did not want it to affect the poor people disproportionately. That's all. The they has to be converted to it because we're talking about the tax. The answer is C. The very last one. Eating garlic has long been regarded as a means of warding malaise. And scientific research, so far there is nothing wrong with it. And scientific research has shown that part so far is also good. And the scientific research so far has shown there is nothing wrong with it so far. And scientific research has shown that it does have therapeutic value. This sentence is fine the way it is. How does one fix this sentence? One does not. It is a beautifully written sentence. There is nothing wrong with it as far as the grammar is concerned. Eating garlic has long been regarded as a means of warding off diseases, and scientific research has shown now that it does have some therapeutic value. The answer is E. Answer is E, number 19. It does not need fixing. I will see you tomorrow when we'll go to the next page where we'll do the medium and the hard questions. In the second column, in the first column on the following page, page number 472, in the first column on the left hand side, those are medium questions, and the right hand column are the hard questions. We'll deal with them tomorrow. Okay? Bye now.